Howdy there, folks. It's Geist with another exotic weapon review. We are in Season 15, the Season of the Lost, and we're looking at our Season Pass exotic weapon here, the Lorentz Driver, a linear fusion rifle. The perk here says that this weapon marks targets with an automated targeting system. Final blows on marked targets generate a telemetry pattern. Picking up telemetry patterns grants bonus ability energy. Collecting 3 telemetry patterns without dying grants this weapon bonus damage for a long duration. Also, EM Anomaly, which is a precision final blow with this weapon, creates an implosion, as you'll see right here. When you get a kill with it that is a headshot, and it is a one-shot headshot, it pulls the target in pretty far, about a 10-meter radius, and takes away about half their health with that secondary explosion after it pulls them in. It then drops those little tokens that you're seeing right there, which if you get 3 of those in a row, it grants a damage bonus to this thing. And right here you'll see the implosion can pull even if somebody's up high, down low, doesn't matter. Seems to just be kind of line of sight based. If they're within that radius of it, it yanks them forward. That red glow that you're seeing there is the debuff. It only puts it on one person at a time, and it seems to be a pretty lengthy cooldown, but when you kill them, they drop this little tassel looking thing there again. And that gives you, if you get 3 of them, like I said earlier, it gives a damage bonus. And once you get that, it'll one-shot in the crucible. Now, as you'll see here, the weapon is also incredibly powerful against supers, as it will one-shot them. Now, it one-shotted all the supers that I tested. Most of the supers that we tested here were just the Warlock supers, because that's kind of just what my friends were playing at the time. But I'm seeing the damage numbers that are coming up here with the resilience. I mean, they're still well over 200. You're probably going to one-shot pretty much any super in the game. Even here, with something like Well of Radiance, it doesn't matter. It makes no difference. You're going to one-shot them just the same. So what you're going to see here in this next little tidbit here, this is just my first game taking this thing into the Crucible, just kind of giving it a whirl. Now, a couple things here. As you guys know, recently Bungie increased the sensitivity, and they also increased they gave us an innate sprint slider here on console for your turn speed. So it's a little bit of some shaky gameplay. I do okay, but it's mostly just kind of me adjusting to all the new sensitivity and stuff, because I'm used to playing on 10, and I cranked it all the way up to 20 because you want to get that full advantage. Plus, it wasn't too bad. But that being said, a couple more things I want to say about this weapon. The damage bonus that you get for collecting 3 of those little tassels is nice, because it does make the weapon a one-shot kill to the body anywhere you hit them. But that's not what you should focus on with this thing. This thing is essentially just the special version of Arbalest. It is incredibly easy to hit headshots. You're going to see me pull off several in this video. And this is considering that I'm trying to adjust to doubling my sensitivity. This is the first real match in Crucible I played with that increased sensitivity. I wasn't doing so hot. But despite that, I was still able to land several headshots with this with relative ease. There's a couple whiffs here and there, but that's just me adjusting. But either way, it's a very, very strong weapon. It doesn't matter what the target is. It doesn't matter what super they're in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. An overshield doesn't protect them either. I mean, this thing deals 585 points to the head. On a super with their damage resilience, it's still dealing almost 300 damage. So realistically, I don't think that there's many scenarios that anybody's going to survive this thing. I can't believe that it has this high damage. You would think it would just be something similar to a regular sniper, but it's actually a little bit higher than even our highest impact snipers, which is crazy. I'm not complaining about that. I actually love this weapon. I think it's really, really cool. But as I was saying with the little tassel-y things, you do want to collect them. I'm just going to call them tassel-y things, but you do want to collect those pickups if you get the kill when you see it mark somebody, just because it does give you that little bit of ability cooldown. So they're always worth it to pick up. But don't focus on trying to get the 3-stack. It is not hard to get headshots with this thing, and so you really don't need the extra consistency of the one-shot body shot kill. So that's why I say just use it like a sniper. It's got a little bit of a charge time, but it doesn't feel that long to me at all. And it's definitely easy to use. Another thing I want to point out with this weapon, and this has to do with that passive marking thing. It is truly very passive. You do not even have to have the weapon out for somebody to get marked. This thing can be stowed, and you can be running around with your primary, and it's still going to mark the first person that you run into and the closest person that you run into. And the range on it is actually pretty good. I don't know the exact distance in meters, but just based on what I was seeing, it was a fair distance. It was something like 30 or 40 meters. So let's say you're running around. You don't even have to use the weapon, which you should because it's amazing. But even if you're not using it, whenever you come across somebody, it's going to mark them through walls. So you're immediately going to know who the nearest person is as that perk keeps triggering. And it doesn't happen all the time, but it's almost like a free mark through walls. And that's why this weapon has so many little kind of hidden perks going with it at the same time. It gives you that ability cooldown. It kills supers in one shot, and it gives you that passive mark through walls even if you don't have the weapon out. The other thing about it is, if they get marked and you kill them with another weapon, you don't even, without even getting this weapon out, if you kill them with your primary or whatever else, it still drops the little tassel. You can still pick it up, and you still get the buff from that. And so eventually, once you get those three, if you're not even using the weapon and you're just using something else, you kill 3 people. Hopefully in those 3 people, you've managed to pick up some special ammo, and then boom, now you've got the one shot anywhere on the body weapon that you can pull out and use. But, as I said before, doesn't have to be the primary focus. It's just kind of a cool little bonus. All in all, I think it just works as a really, really, really strong sniper rifle. It's got no range fall off as far as I can tell. It's a one-shot kill. The aim assist is incredibly generous. The reticle is just like Arbalest. It's really easy to use, really easy to line up those headshots, much more so than any other sniper. It resists flinch a lot better, and I'm comparing it to snipers because that's what a linear fusion is similar to. I guess technically you could say they're more like railguns, but either way, to me, it's sort of just like a sniper with a little bit of charge time. Haha to that guy there. I just threw the super and ran. By the way, guys, Silence and Squall is super awesome now. It's really, really fast and really hard to get away from. I don't know why Bungie decided to buff that. I don't think they should have done so. Definitely going to be more hunters using stasis in the Crucible now. I actually just recently got all my stasis fragments and stuff, so I've started really abusing Shatter Dive, and it feels dirty. Shatter Dive needs a nerf, and they probably need to revert this Silence and Squall thing. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens when our light subclasses get a little bit more love. Maybe it'll be a bit better with some of those others. See, look at there. Easy Shatter Dive. Wasn't even looking at him. Can't even control that 20 sensitivity at this point, but still, easy peasy Shatter Dive. But back to the weapon. It's got a lot of nice little hidden perks to it. I love the fact that it just always keeps marking people through walls for you. It's almost like a nice little warning system. The weapon makes a lot of these cool little... It's almost like it's talking to you, but in like robot language. It's like a bunch of little beeps and boops every time it marks somebody. Anytime you get it out, you reload it. Anytime you do anything with the weapon, it's almost like it's sort of talking to you. Check out this awesome kill right here. Nope. 20 cents. It's going to take some time to adjust to. There's a nice whiff there. And I had some people complaining that they didn't like the look of this weapon, but I liked it. I thought it was a decent look. It's not the prettiest weapon out there, but it almost kind of reminds me of like some of the weapons from Fallout. Some of those, you know, like the man opener and the flamethrower, the flamer, like some of those sort of distressed industrial look. I kind of like that. Oh, and there you go. There's a fine example right there. It's really easy to get off the second shot. So if you miss, the second shot for cleanup is easy. And on a super, I mean, they're dead. Boop, easy Shatter Dive. Yeah, I like it. I really think Bungie hit it out of the park this season. I mean, I was a big fan of Tiku's. It's may not be the best PvP weapon, but I've started using it again, and in PvE, Tiku's is amazing. So, a little bit of a novelty, but this thing right here, I can see this being amazing in PvP and PvE. You guys are probably going to be seeing a lot of it. You're definitely going to get tired of killing it. It just awards free kills. It's a super shutdown machine. I've never seen any special that was so easy to shut down a super, because I mean it's infinite range and it just gives you the headshot. And if you miss the headshot on a super, just hit them with a quick follow-up shot and they're done. And with a regular Guardian, the damage is so incredibly high that it'll near one-shot body shot a Guardian just without the damage buff on it. So if you see somebody that's taken even just a little bit of damage, just hit them because they're dead. Oh, and here you'll see me trying to get the melee to work. So, you know, Bungie gave us that option here to where you can choose whether you want to use your charged melee attack or just your regular light melee attack, or uncharged, whatever they call it. And I could not figure it out. I tried to set the key binding to where I could just hold it and throw my shuriken, but it didn't seem to be working. So I'll have to figure that out at some point and give you guys an update on that. So as it is, I'm just going to keep using the regular function. But yes, if you didn't know already, you can bind it to a different button, which I think was the real intent. So if you wanted to just like in my case, throw your shuriken, boom, double headshot there right at the end, you could just like click the stick or something. That might be another good thing. But anyways, guys, that's about it on this weapon. I think it's amazing for Crucible. I don't know what the catalyst does yet. I'm working on that right now. I'll get you guys a review on that as soon as I find it out. There you go. Not the most kills, but good KD on my team. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.